Got it. Good morning. Welcome to New Thought Live with Rich Smith and Dean Regan. Today, creatives, are you letting your creativity fly with the wind ever unchecked? Or are you allowing order to guide your highest and best creative results? So the thing that we're talking about, like Thomas Troward, he was a judge in England in the early 1900s. He said, getting things into better order is the great secret of progress. Sometimes creativity feels like we're at the mercy of each and every great idea that comes along, every idea that we generate, every idea that comes to us. With an awareness of our infinite mind, we must learn to choose what ideas we focus on and what we say no to, or no for right now. So today on New Thought Live, Rich and I are going to explore creative order and how your free will enters into the question. We'll reveal how to honor your creative genius and choose the direction to go in. Confident. You are the master of your own success and not just at the beck and call of some really great next thing or some savior. So, Rich, you have a thought on this in The Infinite Filmmaker, which is Rich's brand. He has a wonderful book called The 52 Principles of the Infinite Filmmaker. And Principle 12 is a principle that you wanted to talk about today. What is up with Principle 12?
Okay, I got it on my iPhone. You can get it at theinfinitefilmmaker.com. Principle 12, your creative ideas aren't just yours alone. As creative being, you must be inspired before you begin to write that book, paint that picture, or sing that song, or even make that movie. Yep. Do you know that the infinite filmmaker is the only inspiration that you can draw upon to create your masterpiece? The infinite filmmaker is everywhere present. Therefore, everything you see that inspires you to create is an expression of the infinite filmmaker. You know, I get my inspiration from everything going on around me, people I talk to, stories that I hear, books that I read. It's all part of what I call the infinite filmmaker creating the movie of your life, that we're co-directing the movie of our life. And so with that, we're using this unlimited power and presence. This is what I call God, the infinite filmmaker, creating the movie of your life that's perfect, whole, and complete. Yeah. Now, when you get inspiration for that book that you're writing, or for that music that you're creating and composing, that's not you creating it. That's the infinite within you creating it. And it does it through everything around you. I remember one time we were at the beach and we're sitting up in the sand dune. And in California, we used to have a lot of smog, not as much now as we did back then, but we'd sit up in the sand dunes and we're watching the sunset. And it was just so beautiful out over the ocean. And I said to my daughter, that's God. Painting that picture up there. She goes, Dad, I thought you said that was pollution. And I said, yeah, well, that's what God uses for his palette to paint this beautiful picture for us. And so, that's a good example of what I'm talking about, that everything around you, pay attention to everything going on around you, because that's the inspiration for you to create these ideas that you're going to use to be able to express yourself as a unique individual creation of the infinite. And so that's principle number 12.
So if your creative ideas aren't yours alone, they're coming to us from this infinite intelligence. There are so many of them.
Yeah.
If you look and you're open to them, there are so many wonderful creative ideas. Choosing that which we will move forward with can sometimes be a challenge. And this comes down to the idea of free will. Yes, we're kids in a candy store as far as this life is concerned. There are any number of choices that we can make that are at our beck and call, infinite choices. And our free will is what we use in order to choose that which we want to go forward with. There is no right choice, except that when using free will, what Rich and I always recommend is that you follow your sense of joy, sense of well-being, your sense of connection with the ideas. If something is really generating some excitement, that's the area to go in. Look for that area of joy, recognizing that joy is not always easy. Reward is not always flowing. There is a flow that goes in the general direction of the chosen idea that you embrace. So find the joy, find that sense of well-being, something that says, I really want to do that. And as Rich and I always say, as long as it does not hurt yourself or anyone else, it is the direction that infinite filmmaker, that infinite manifestation, that magnificent music of the universe is encouraging you to go. Encouraging you to go. So choose that which brings you joy. Now, sometimes, at least in my experience, those things that have been my creative ideas have brought me joy, but there's been consternation with that joy. There has been some concern. How do you manage when you're going through something, you're making a choice, but you have concern? Maybe you're lacking confidence, or there's some confusion, and your joy is being clouded. Do you have any sense of what it is that you turn to when you're in that condition?
Yeah. As I always say, just go into prayer and just turn it over. I also have another principle. The infinite filmmaker is everywhere present on the set. And so the infinite filmmaker is omnipresent, everywhere present, and it's available to each and every one of us. So I always go within and ask my guides and ask infinite intelligence, Christ consciousness, Buddha mind, whatever you want to call it. I just go in and I ask, is this the right thing for me? And usually I get a feeling. And if I go with my intuition, it's usually the right choice.
I love that. I love that. And I need to use that more, because what I go for more often than not is gut busting through it. It's like, okay, I'm afraid of this, but let's push through anyway. And there's a certain value in the human ability to push through, but it really is based on just what you were saying, Rich, is that ability to look within, to turn within, even if it's while you're experiencing a sense of consternation or upset, to turn within and go, okay, are my values being honored here? Is my divine desire being honored here? And if your divine desire, if that desire that you feel in alignment and feel joy from and well-being is present in this idea, then it is the way to go.
Yeah.
And recognizing you can always change your mind. There is infinite mind, and you can change your choice. There is consistent mind ever present, but sometimes we approach it like, okay, this has got to be the idea and this has got to work. At least sometimes I do that, and have done that more in the past than in the present. Recognize we're playing a game here. This is life. We're having a good time. Abundance, creativity, it's all out there for us to play with.
And sometimes you push really hard for something to happen like that, and then it does, and you go, wow, I don't really want this, and you created it. So you made that choice, cause and effect. You set a cause into motion that created the effect. That's why I say, go within, listen to your intuition, listen to that inner voice. It'll never guide you wrong. It'll never steer you in the wrong direction. But when you fight against it, I'm going to do this and make this happen anyways, then usually for me, it ends up being something that really is destructive to my joy and happiness and peace. And
well, thank you for that, Rich. I think we're about out of here for today. And please, everybody, remember newthoughttuesdays.com. Go and sign up there. You can get reminders for our New Thought Tuesdays conversation. We have a 20-minute conversation between me and Rich. And then after that, we have the whole Zoom room is open, and you can get your private link to that Zoom room by signing up at newthoughttuesdays.com. Plus, there's some other great, speaking of confidence, we have a marvelous 5-day confidence tapping challenge that we offer as our loving gift to you. So you can find that there. Anyway,
I looked at that today, Dean, a little bit. For some reason it came up.
Yep.
And we really did a good job on that. That is super powerful. I'm serious. I was looking at it going, wow, this looks great. It's super powerful. So go check it out.
Yep.
Check it out. I didn't realize how good of a job we did on it.
Perspective. There's
It was
perspective.
good.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot for showing up.
Bye.